What's good, people? Welcome back to the channel and welcome to a wise man's tale. So, I'm going to be telling you about the first time of performing at Joburg Theatre. I don't know why this would be the first story for this part of the channel, for this series, but I did say last time that I'm just going to tell it to you regardless if you care or not. I find it as an interesting story. It was funny, it was fun, and it was an experience. And it was also spiritual, and I'll tell you why in a moment. But let's create the scene. Let me take you all the way back to 2021. 2021, I was doing my first year in Bram at a school that shall not be mentioned, and I was studying a course called Professional Acting for Camera. So here's the thing, right? In the course, like in the title in itself, it's Professional Acting for Camera. So all of us that got there, my group, diploma group, we thought that we would be doing lights, camera, action. Bro, that's what we thought we were gonna be doing. We wanted to be actors. We still do. We going into the school. We thinking we're just gonna be surrounded by cameras and lights all the time. But nah, that didn't happen. 90% of the experience of 3 years spending in that school was just theater work. Now, I'm not shitting on it, but it's not what we signed up for, is what I'm saying. We were kind of mad, but we got over it and we just pushed through. So now let me tell you something about my class. I think at most we were 18 at most, and there were, yeah, seven to eight guys in total. And it's funny because each year like we progressed, we kept losing soldiers, bruh. The same people we started out with, the same gents I started out with, were not the same gents I was graduating with. RIP moment for those soldiers we lost. All right, so now you get the picture. Now, I was in my own section. It's kind of like high school where it's a whole class, but everyone has a specific group they hang out with. You have that group there, you have that group there. It's all a thing. Yeah, we are class, but we know after school who we really hang out with and who we really vibe with the most. I was with my crew of mostly the gents. It was all the gents really, but then the core group of mine was, how many were we? Yeah, in total we were four, including myself. We have Leroy, we have Tavang, and we have Sleazy. Let's just call him those three. Now we had a lecturer, right? And this lecturer taught movement. And this guy was, yo, bruh, nah, this guy, he was skinny, but he was ripped, dog. Like his muscles showed. This guy was fit. He was active. You tell him to jump from this side of the wall to the other side of the wall, he will do it. You tell him to do 2 backflips, he will do it. Tell him to do the splits upside down. Bruh, I'm telling you, he will do it. He is that guy. He is that nigga when it comes to movement. And all of us sucked. I'm not gonna lie, bro. First year was terrible with that class. We were ass. Yo, we were ass. But shout out to us gents. We did all right. We could keep up with this dude for the most part, at least. Let's call this lecturer Brandon. Yeah, let's call him Brandon, right? I was in 2021, finding out people, seeing what's happening, getting used to the city and all of that. Then comes second year, 2022 hits, and we got better, like as gents with movement. We got really good and we really locked in, and we were really like committed to this course because we found out that we actually like it. In fact, you could say we loved it. We did. It's just exhausting, but for the most part, it's fun. It's really fun. It challenges your body in ways you can't think. So Brandon is our lecturer. He's also a student at VITS at the same time. And he's also signed, I guess, signed under production, theater production. And this theater production, I guess, told him that, yo, come up with the show for Joburg Theater at the end of the year as a closing piece for the production. There was a time where Brandon calls me, Leroy, Sleazy, and Tavang, and is like, yo, guys, I want you to check out these first years at the time. I want you to see what's happening. I want you to see who's coming up next. I want you to, like, show them things, show them experiences, like, just get to know them and sort of mentor them in a way. And we're like, cool, we'll do it. And we were probably on an off period. Nothing was going on that day. So we were free and we showed up and we saw what was happening. And we saw these people are really good. They got something. And the class goes on, it goes on, da 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 da. It ends, it finishes, and then we chilling at the corner, and the rest of the kids are packing up, changing, getting ready to vibe. Fine. Brandon pulls up to us and is like, "Yo, gents, I have this idea for a show, a theater show, and it's still rough, but I'm figuring it out and I want you guys to be a part of it." And we looked at each other like, wait, what? You want us to be a part of your show, like your cast and all of that stuff? And we got it, we were intrigued. We were intrigued for sure. So we're like, okay, cool. What is it about? What are we doing here? And he tells us that, okay, we're basing it off of the trend in Dota Must. Remember that trend? Hashtag in Dota must have a car, a house, money, blah, blah, blah. All that BS and nonsense, right? So he wanted to create a piece surrounding that trend and what it really means. So we're like, cool, we're in. But actually, we were not fully in until he told us that we're also getting paid. We getting paid, bro, bro. I don't know if you guys have seen this before, nah, but either in a cartoon or in a very goofy movie, whenever someone mentions cash, people's eyes just turn into dollar signs and all of that. You know that shit. So the moment he told us that we're gonna get paid for this, all I heard was
Of course we have pizza.
and I'm betting all of them other niggas had dollar signs in their eyes. For sure. There's no way, bruh. There's no way they didn't have it. So we're like, nah, we in for real. We like, shake my hand. Where do I sign? We are in. So we're excited, but then he tells us we shouldn't tell people. It's still early stages. So let's, keep it on a DL. We're like, fine. And I think this happened probably around April, May, maybe even around June or July. And we're excited. We're like, yo, dude, this is our first gig. This is our first opportunity to really make something of ourselves and all of that. But now there's something that rubbed me off the wrong way. And it's Tabang's fault. Because, Nam, after Brandon advised, Tabang looks at me and is like, yo, dog, I know you're good at movements and all of that shit. And he's talking to me. And it's like, I know you're good, nah, but boy, pull up your socks. I don't want to fuck up the bag because of you. Like, you gotta log in. I'm like, this out of all of these dudes here, you're gonna look at me and tell me to be serious. Look, nah, I don't exactly blame him, but fuck him. Look, I'm not gonna pretend like I'm the most serious person in the world. I am really not. Shit, bruh. I fuck around a lot, dog. I really do, nah. But you tell me to do something, and I actually have a heart and interest to do it. I will be so nonchalant throughout the process. You will think that I don't give a. I should really swear less.
Yeah, no shit, Sherlock.
I don't care, you know? But come performance day, come performance day, bro, I will show you how serious I am. I can really be sleeping when I'm supposed to be rehearsing, but come performance day, you'll think I've been doing this since the day I was like told about this opportunity and stuff. But I look at him and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna let that slide, and I'm like, yeah, I will lock in. I will lock in because I'm a lazy person. I was about to say piece of. The year goes by, group chat is created, we're starting to get more ideas, and in this time we are researching. We're trying to figure out where did this trend come from, what inspired it, who is behind it, like who's pushing it, who's benefiting from it, who's not benefiting from it. Just the whole thing about this trend is what we're trying to figure out. And then it hits October, I think. It actually makes sense in my head. The timeline might be iffy, but I'm pretty sure that I'm correct on this. With October, let me say this. When I landed in Bram first year, uh, I listened to a lot of Bob Marley. If you understand, I was heavy on the Bob Marley every day, bruh. I was on that Rasta ting, you understand? So I'd go through a day just singing, is this love, is this love, is this love, is this love that I'm feeling? All of that, all of that. But then it came to October and I'm like, all right, we're starting to rehearse. People are aware and know that we are the cast. This show is happening. It's going to be popping at Joburg Theatre, and we're going to be rehearsing. So I'm like, let me put a pause on Bob Marley just until the performance is over, just to detox and connect with reality again, and just to see if will this make my performance better? Will it make it feel more connected? You understand? So rehearsals are starting. We had the whole of October to rehearse, create, and practice the piece. We used the weekends mostly. So we had 8 days uh, to practice, but in reality, it was only 3 days because every other day was used to create it and figure out how long is it going to be, testing out new moves and just experimenting. And, it was all about building and performing. And then when we finally got it right, we practiced it for 3 days. What was it? I think it was an hour long at max, an hour long piece. We rehearsed it for 3 days in total, a completed piece for that matter. So in that rehearsal phase, we also met up with one of the founders of the production that Brandon is signed under. And because it's their production piece, they obviously have to check it out. They have to sign off. They have to be sure that is this worthy to be put on a stage, and not just any stage, a stage here at Joburg Theatre and stuff. So we're gonna call this guy Braji. Braji is a difficult man to please. He could be smiling at you. You could perform for him and he'll smile, but that doesn't mean he likes it. You can perform for him and he'll have a straight face, and that doesn't mean he likes it. Bro, you can perform for him and he'll have like a snarky face, and that is a 50-50 thing. It was hard, bruh. But he liked it, I guess. I mean, he let it be played, so he had to have liked it. He was okay with it, let me say that. During the rehearsals as well, it was intense. It was boot camp season intense, bro. Because we would wake up on a Saturday at 8 in the morning, right to school. From school, we would start jogging all the way down to Rosebank College, from Rosebank College past Wits, from Wits down all the way to what is that, Dr. Swanepoel Drive, I think, run all the way back up to Constitutional Hill and come back to school. And then from school, we're running all the way up 8 flights of stairs. It was an 8-story building, and we're going all the way to the top and coming back down to the studios on either fourth floor or the third floor, depending on which one was available. You understand? So it was intense. It was crazy. It was exhausting. And that was just for the warm up. After that, we have to create this thing. We have to figure out what to do. We have to stretch. We have to, yo, it was mad. It was mad. And in one of the weekends that we were supposed to rehearse, Brandon told us that he couldn't be there because he had to do some stuff at Vids. He was a student as well. So he told us that, gents, tomorrow y'all are rehearsing. I'm not going to be there. I'm only going to knock off at, I think, 12. So when I get there, I have to have found you guys either practicing or there's progress, but there has to be something. Bruh. You're going to tell a bunch of students, varsity students, to rehearse without any supervision at all? Guys, let's be serious about life, bro. We all know what it is. You as a parent leave your child with the car for like a Home Alone weekend type of vibe, and he has the keys to the car and he's 16. You know that nigga is gonna be driving. You know he's gonna go to his friends. You know he's gonna pull up at his crash. Hell, he might even pull up to an event, bro. You just can't trust them. So you're trusting us. Students who, and here's the thing, when you join varsity, I promise you this, the student in you has died all the way back in high school. Some of us had even died in primary, bruh. Like, we buried it, we mourned, we did an after tears, and we moved on. From there, it was just CPF method all the way. So you're gonna trust us to fucking sweat our asses off and run around the whole of Bram and then practice? Ah, come on, Chief. Be serious about life. Please be serious about life. You know that didn't happen. I'm telling you now, that didn't happen. There was even one weekend where we were supposed to rehearse and we were like, gents, let's call it chai. Let's call it chai. I'm too tired. I have shit going on, family issues, all bunch of bullshit excuses. And I know Brandon knows we were straight up lying through our teeth, but it's live, bro. We're not about to be doing this. And in fact, just to put into perspective, if we had a full day, like with Brandon, we would practice the whole day. It would be a full day worth of practicing and rehearsing. But with us gents, dog, 2 hours we done. So we tell ourselves, hey, we have to be there by 8. We'll pull up at 10. And at 10, we're gonna spend 30 minutes doing warm-up, like light work, push-ups, running back and forth, squats, maybe a stretch here and there. And then 30 minutes we chill, maybe go get food, talk about life, talk about which hun is giving us issues. And then the rest of the hour, we practicing the piece. And we're not really heavy practicing. We're just like 2 steps to the left, 2 steps to the right, blah, blah, blah. Like it was light work. It was light work. And then we would pat ourselves on the back and say, job well done. We felt it. It was a day of practicing. Oh, the lies we told ourselves. But it's whatever, man. It's whatever. That's how we did it. Throughout all of that, throughout those weekends of rehearsing, through the practicing, through the school, through the viewing with the people and the founders and all of that, there was this one weekend before the performance started, and Tabang had an idea of let's try a young sleepover at his place just to relax, just to like soak it all in and calm down before the big day happens. So we pull up there. It was a rehearsal as well. So after rehearsal, we were with Brandon. Brandon lives close to Tavang. They live in CBD. So we vibe together across the bridge, get to CBD. Sleazy doesn't have his ID. Security guard at Tavang's place isn't gonna let us in without an ID. We don't know what's going. Not to say we don't know what's going on, but we're waiting outside. Tavang's trying to talk nice to this brew, and Sleazy has an idea of like, hey, Brandon, guide me your ID. Let me just finesse something, bro. Just guide me your ID. Let me show it to him. I'll tell him I took it when I was 16. Bro, Brandon and Sleazy look nothing alike at all. Like zero at all. I can, if I could, I would have pictures of them in HD, and you will see there's nothing at all that they are similar in. And Vela, yeah, the ID pictures are low quality and all of that. But even then, you can see that nah. This is not it, bruh. This is not Bob, my uncle, right here. It's so not. It somehow worked. It somehow worked. I don't know what Tavang did, but whatever conversation they had together, it was a nice convo. But fine, he gets in, we chill, we get some drinks. Uh, Tavang and I are chilling when Sleazy and Leroy vied to go get food. They bought scop. Tavang is cooking pap. I hate pap. I don't like scop. It's not bad. I just don't fuck with it. But they pull up, they eating, they chowing. And then Tavang's like, dog, let me let me make you porridge, dog. Let me make you porridge, dog. Like, fine. And it slapped. It slapped. For real. For real. Like, Tavang, shout out to you, bro. Your porridge was the one. It held me down. It held me down for real, bro. Shout out to you. Shout out to you. But out of the purple, out of the random beautiful purple, bruh, Tavang starts fighting with one of these hands about dance. Not only is the music going, and we have Tom and Jerry bickering over here, there's a hoe downstairs pulling up to us, telling us that we're making too much noise, and she's ruining the vibes. 10 minutes later, security guard is knocking on the door. She snitched. And it's happening. It's really, really happening. We're here. When you have to perform it in front of live people on an important day where you get one chance to get it right, not everything is always like gonna be perfect.